Okay, welcome to Italy, Englishman in Italy. Is the sound working? Where's that sound at? 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, YouTube. Why do you make that so complicated? Okay, we're going to do some brushes. Let's have a look. And everything is working, I think. Okay. I need to make some IMG UI brushes. So now I want to create a little new menu within, where are we? Within terrain tool on and off here. What we want to do, so this tool, if we click somewhere, it will get the point right. And this needs a quick little fix. If you click somewhere, it will raise a circular mount, but it keeps the respective relative land sort of level. So if you click this and go up, it's still lumpy. But yeah, those points, let me fix that now actually. The tool circle, tool, I forgot what it's called, I can't remember what you can see. So let me lower that one. Yeah. Okay. Tool. Yeah, so here terrain tool. Now we need some more terrain tools. As well as draw distance. So we also have draw distance. We need add something earlier actually for what kind of brush will we select. So we want an enumeration of a brush type. So we're creating an enum data type called a brush type. We're going to have some different types of brushes. Yep. Going to count how many times I say So if you don't know, enum is good for creating. The beauty is, so these values just have integers. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total of brush type. So point brush should be a 0 behind the scenes in the compiler. But the beauty is we get to give it a name instead of a number. So it's easier to remember what a point brush or the circle brush that you saw just now. Where I did that and then raised up circles. Once I get rid of those points, which is what I was doing, so that'll be very easy to do. So point brush, and what was I doing here? Tool. This was the problem. Remove comment to edit a single point. Okay, it's fixed. I've missed this. Good. Let's see if that's fixed. So the size can be 313 by 313. Well, I need some tools for the water as well, but we have a little square. But once I go above 128 by 128, you see where it just stops dead. You can fix that easily. Okay, there we go. So the green is the sense of what we've clicked. So the point, and now we just have, which gives us perfect spheres based on clicking within the 128 by 128. And turn the tool off. So as you can see, we're just creating some little tools. Some tools. But they'll give us some power over the terrain. It looks bad because if you go to wireframe mode, you will see it hasn't given us. There's no new triangles. You got all these triangles here, which keeps the quality high. But when we just stretch it out, you see the line stretch, so it stretches the texture. So tessellation, the last thing I was looking at, will fix that. But yes, this. See, we just rip it. It's good fun. And that is that. But when we fix the tessellation so it doesn't stretch, and then when we do something, put in some higher quality textures, if I have any saved. I've hard coded the texture, so change that as well. Just loading grass. So what we're going to do, we're going to change the type of brush. So no, it was terrain tool. And draw distance. So terrain tool, we want a. So this is where ChatGPT is going to come in helpful. Don't be shy to use it. Because with IMG UI, which is what's given me the user interface, which originally I wrote it all, but now, if you want to save like a year, you just want to ask ChatGPT, how do I create some radio buttons? It'll just give you. I'll show you. So what we need to do, actually this is going to be in the way, isn't it? Excuse me. So what I just did was, so radio buttons, you see where you can just click like a little circle. That's a radio button. And so we want to choose a circle brush, or a point brush, or a square. And then we need to actually create one of these types, which I think is done like this. Yeah, so initialize it. And then we should have one. Brush radius and brush size. Brush radius. Size. Yeah, they can. It wants an int, so we will do that. Brush size. You see the slider int and slider float. I think we have one too many. Brush radius. Brush radius. What we want is just forgotten the name, tool circle brush. And the first argument was the radius, and the third or fifth. So we want brush radius here. What was it? What was it? Just height. Yeah, it's not there. Can add that. And I'm just realizing how bad the sound is. Microphone is back in England. Okay, see what we've got. Circle brush. That seems to be working. So now we have tools. So we will go with and the circle is going to be the radius, so it's going to be double from the center to the out. Yeah, so we can get some little effects going. Circle upon a circle. It's obviously not looking anything special or nice. It's very ugly because of we have no tessellation. But you can see just on the sort of wireframe, you could get some pretty things going. Okay, so white brush. Brush type. So now we need to code in a different type of brush. So this needs, we need an if statement or switch to test the type of brush selected and choose corresponding function. So right now, whatever we do is just going to bring that on for you. Whatever we do now is just going to give us a circle brush. But what we want is square brush. So if you hold Control down and click the function name, it will take you back to where it's first created. Tools, what did I call it? Square brush. So it's taking the vector and the vector as vertices. That's it. So directly a reference. The location on the grid, the x and the y, the coordinates. The size, we're going to change that on the dial. There's not the radius, but what we call it? Just the brush. Let's call it square side, and then new height is how big it's going to be. So I got grab some code offline for this, because the problem is if you click something on the corner and it's going to do a full square, it's going to go off out of your index and crash because you're clicking the middle point. So if you click the middle of the grid, it's just a square around it to raise it. If you click the corner, the rest of the mountain doesn't exist, and it's going to try and make something bigger that doesn't exist. So they go out of bounds, basically. So let's see what we got. So I believe the offside length was the square size. So whatever you put in is going to, like the radius, it will double it. If we want a square of 10, we choose 5, it goes from the middle point. square brush. So we want to add to our heights. So tools, square brush, vertices, X, Z, the size of the map, square brush, what do we call it? Brush size. And the new height, which we'll put on a interface, we'll just give it, 20 is good. So now we want to switch. So switch on the current brush type, and then a different case. Case was circle brush. I always forget the syntax for switches. And then case square brush. If we don't put a break in, you could do both. But not here, it couldn't, but elsewhere. But this ensures it would only do one. Okay, let's see what type of crash we get. Sorry for the pause, I'm just making sure I'm connected. So we've got a point brush, which is really fun because it's not doing anything, but we can see it's working. It's not that fun, but square brush. And there we go, the square. Go back to point brush. Stop working. If we go to square, make it small. There we go, I'm happy because we've got our small squares and we've got the larger squares. Now these are going to be very big squares. Let's go in the water. You can see now what I do need to do is, where did that go? I just threw the controls out. Hiding up there. Nice. What is it there? Okay, and we're back. Does the circle one still work? Let's find out. Yeah. And to help you see. Make it flat again. Flat. And make the circle bigger. Is that a circle? Yep, that was a circle. In case you can't tell, there you go. Square. Point. Rid of the point is just turning it off for now, which is nice, because you need something like that. But then what you want is different brushes that will just move things down a bit. You can see here how it's so abrupt. It's just going straight up. But I want it so it goes not necessarily straight up, but slowly. It creates like a gradient, less harsh. So these are the things we're going to work on. But you're going to need, I don't know, half a dozen tools, and it can be quite powerful. And it just looks very ugly because of the texture. But it's very easily changed. I think what I'll just do is change that now. Which won't fix it. But I don't want to see grass when it's been stretched. I just want something more neutral. Like mud too. Actually, the way I've coded it, we can have gradients of texture. I just need to take a little look at it. It's gone again. Nice. Not so fast. Stay here. So I'm using something called IMG UI, so it's quite easy to code these tools. So if we make a circle, a big circle. Still ugly. It's fun. But the beauty of the engine is it will take any texture, so you put in some HD 4K texture. I think the mud is 4K actually. When you get nice and close, you can see it's not so bad. And when we where's it gone? If we just flatten it out a little. Then we want lights on it. All the code for the lights is all gone. We've got lights and shadows and everything else. And when I say all gone, I've just hard coded the texture. I can quickly put the sun and everything back in. So we have a look. Wait, what was it? It was here. Final colours, I believe. Let's have a look. Where's the keyboard? Okay, so straight away we've lost but I think it should give us back. Could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong. Is there a typo? Why have I lost? Let's see what the code is saying. Maybe it should be blended color. Blended color, maybe. I think it's original color. But this should give us shadows, basically. But earlier today I just removed them briefly. Maybe it wasn't so brief. So what we need to find is there a typo anyway? Some poor color. Maybe I'm being lost the light in the model somewhere. I'm just seeing. Some things are better debugged off the screen. That one's cool because it doesn't have anything. At least the brush still works, right? It's fine. Let's save me a minute and go to ChatGPT. Okay, so it should have been added instead of multiplied. I think we multiplied them and they just went pure black. Which makes sense. Fun color. I don't know if that's doing it. But it makes sense, this is what's wrong, because before we did have something, but it was just wrong. We had just the grass. And it started with pure black. So this might not fix it, but it's the right direction. We'll see. There we are. So now we have shape. And this is before the texture. You see? This is the direction of the sun. And then we have the color of the light. So another point I was making was I don't know. I wasn't making any point because now that's coded wrong. So now it's not accounting for the texture as well. Let's find our color. Original. What was it before mod color? Color. The vet 3. We need to multiply that, but this will do something. It just won't be accurate. I giving the light too much influence. See, all of a sudden there's a bit of a world. Nice purple sunset. What time of day is it? How bright is that? Nighttime. Nighttime blue moon. And this is all dynamic. I'm just running throughout the game. You see, this has a different feel. Cold. Let's give the land more detail. Yeah, it doesn't look good, but it can look good. It's a bit more natural. Or less. Too high. And what was we doing? Yeah, so when we stretch out the textures, the square and the circle. We need to get that tessellation in, don't we? You can see it as the effect of the light coming from a given direction. Sunset. And by the way, I've had some really nice textures on this. This reformatted. I've lost them all. Okay, so that is a little bit of OpenGL tool creation from Tuscany, Pistoia, Italy. Home for now. Let me give you a little bit of the code. So we're aiming for the brushes. Only 2 of maybe 5 or 10 more tools. What else did we do? Switch. So it takes the tool, checks the enum, what we've selected on the IMG UI on the user interface, what the user's clicked on. If it's a case of a circle, as defined, you have current brush type. Circle, which is 0, 1. Then it will run the tool circle brush. It will take our vertices, which is the whole of the world, like 49,000 points. And it will run those vertices. I have a dog, and I'm going to feed. The dog is just in the window, although it should be asleep. It's broken free. So yeah. Anyway. So presumably $Z is starting at 0 until going up. 2 dogs. Yeah. Scribble is basically the same. There's some code for you.